A Marine Expeditionary Unit, or MEU, must be ready to confront the enemy anywhere, at any time. Their missions can take them to the harshest locations, where even basic resources are in short supply. From fuel and ammo to food and fresh water, the MEU must bring whatever they need to sustain the fight.
We bring with us the ability to sustain ourselves for about 15 days, and to do that we rely heavily on our combat logistics.
A single Marine can consume nearly 4 gallons of water per day. Put 1,000+ troops into a desert combat zone, and you've got a major logistical challenge. The MEU's Combat Logistics Battalion relies on the Tactical Water Purification System, or TWIPS, to keep the canteens full.
Without this, the mission's a failure. It'd be almost impossible to complete a mission without water.
The TWIPS can convert some of the world's dirtiest water into pure H2O. Raw sewage, chemical, and even nuclear contamination are no match for this high-tech cleaning machine.
Basically, our source can be the nastiest looking source you would ever think of. I personally have turned water that was disgusting into drinkable water that tasted better than bottled water.
The TWIPS uses high-pressure pumps to force the dirty water through a series of ultra-fine membranes.
This here is the microfiltration membrane. This is taking out all the loose particles, suspended solids, and mostly all the microorganisms that harm us humans.
6 high-capacity reverse osmosis filters can even take the salt out of seawater. The TWIPS can pump out up to 1,500 gallons per hour of clear, clean water. That's enough to keep 1,500 Marines fully hydrated and in the fight. The Marines take their fight to some of the most rugged and inaccessible places on Earth. They've got to take equipment like the TWIPS along with them. That's where the Logistical Vehicle System, or LVS, comes in.
We take water purification units, tents, chow hall setups, ammunition, heavy equipment, artillery, tanks. Any of that stuff has to be supported by motor transport.
The LVS can handle a wide range of tactical transportation missions. By swapping out the interchangeable rear body units, Marines can convert the LVS to a heavy-duty tow truck, a semi-tractor trailer, or a self-loading flatbed.
It's versatile. You can use it for a whole bunch of different things. It's not limited to one job.
Two front steering axles and a hydraulically powered joint between the cab and trailer help the rig navigate tight turns. Super high ground clearance and 8-wheel drive mean this truck can tackle almost any terrain.
From anything from sand, mud, snow, slopes, grades, 60-degree entry slope to a 30-degree side slope, pretty much anywhere you want to go.
Under the hood, a turbocharged and supercharged V8 cranks out a whopping 455 horsepower.
It's a 736 cubic inch Detroit diesel.
That's enough muscle to haul more than 22 tons of mission-critical supplies into the battle zone.
Well, without the transportation, we wouldn't be able to complete the mission. We wouldn't even be able to start it. To get the machines there, we need transport.
The logistics guys keep the supply line flowing, and the big guns push the fight forward. When it comes to mobile armored firepower, nothing beats the Abrams M1A2 main battle tank.
It's probably the best tank in the world for armor protection, a phenomenal gun system, and phenomenal optics.
The M1A2 is 12 feet wide and nearly 30 feet long.
It's what you send when you want to win.
Powered by a 1,500 horsepower gas turbine engine, this 67-ton beast can hit speeds over 40 miles per hour. This tank packs some serious firepower. The big 120mm smoothbore cannon can take out targets more than a mile downrange.
The gun fires rounds that are capable of just doing incredible damage.
An onboard laser rangefinder, thermal sights, and a ballistic computer give the Abrams unprecedented day and night accuracy, even while on the move.
If you go ahead and sight a target in the middle of your crosshairs, and then your tank moves or rolls, it'll keep that in the middle of the crosshairs, so that all you have to do is make minor adjustments before you fire.
The M1A2 can throw some devastating punches, and it can stand up to almost anything the enemy throws back. Its steel-encased depleted uranium armor can stop virtually any anti-tank round in the world.
The Abrams can stand up to the fire of almost anything short of a nuclear warhead.
The Abrams main battle tank faces its first trial by fire during Operation Desert Storm. February 1991. Coalition forces move across the Iraqi desert toward the Kuwait border. A troop of 9 M1A1s runs into a brigade of Iraqi T-72 tanks. Outnumbered nearly 3 to 1, the American tanks engage the enemy. The battle is over in just 23 minutes. The 9 Abrams take out 28 Iraqi tanks and 16 armored personnel carriers, with no American losses. In some combat situations, a big gun like the Muse Howitzer M777 cannon is what it takes to get the job done.
A lot of times you're going to have targets that you can't engage due to terrain or other factors. So maybe air can't get in there, or a tank can't cross the terrain. And for that, that's where you have artillery.
This heavy hitter is highly mobile. The crew can tow the 777 into a remote location and have it ready to fire in under 6 minutes. The cannon will kick a 100-pound projectile out at over 1,500 miles per hour.
They're clear!
The crew needs to dig these stabilizer spades into the ground to help absorb the massive recoil.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
The 777 can fire up to 8 rounds per minute. It has a range of more than 18 miles.
Stand by! Fire!
I've used this weapon system in combat, and it's proved itself effective, primarily due to its level of accuracy, which is high.
Load it! Stop calling stuff!
Today, the gun crews are training with a battery of 3 cannons. Their targets are more than 10 miles away.
Line of sight!
We don't have to see what we shoot. In fact, more often than not, 99% of the time we can't see what we shoot.
Forward scouts scope out the targets and call coordinates into the unit's mobile fire control center. Then the fire control team calculates aiming data and relays it to the gun crew.
Landing shot, tournament Alpha Alpha, 004 feet over.
The cannon's integrated digital fire control system makes the aiming process super fast and deadly accurate.
Once you might have had, a fire for effect, which is a lot of rounds going down range, and not necessarily accurate. Now they're looking for that 1 or 2 rounds to come out and engage a target, with pinpoint accuracy.
Let's go, HCPD, hurry up!
The 777 fires a variety of 155mm rounds, including this high explosive projectile with a kill radius of up to 100 feet.
think the closest thing I could say would be hell. I've never been on the receiving end of artillery, but I don't ever want to either.
Hey, let's go. Get your net down.
After getting off a few rounds, the guns can pack up and roll out before the enemy has time to retaliate.
It doesn't require a lot in the way of prime mover equipment. You can sling it under helicopters. The 777 was designed specifically to qualify in all those areas.
A Marine Expeditionary Unit packs enough artillery to give the enemy a heavy pounding from the ground. But sometimes it takes a little airborne firepower to finish the fight.